Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I just wanted to talk about the feeling of worthiness. It's a challenge for me in a way, because none of us are really worthy, right? Like when you think of the Christian faith, it's not about being worthy, it's about God's grace. And the idea that all are called and few are chosen, right? And so in my life, I often forfeit my right to do something because I'm like, oh, that person's more worthy than I am. And that person, you know, has it going on and I don't. And that person all the time. So I have this opportunity to speak, right? And I'm going to post it in the comments. But anyway, my thought immediately was, oh no, I can't do that. You know, the person asked me and they're like, Juliana, we'd love you to tell your story. And I immediately ran through this whole thing of how many more people are on track, on task, more successful, more consistent, more, and how they all should be doing it and not me. And so I literally found myself just struggling so much and thinking, I gotta call, like, I gotta just say no. And then I was just like, you know what? What is your story? I mean, it isn't perfect by any means, but it's your story, and you have totally, no matter what, been incredibly successful. The idea of celebrating somebody putting on a tremendous amount of weight is kind of a funny idea, right? It's like, wait, what? But the truth is, it's not about that. First of all, I'll have to say it's not that easy to put on that much weight. You have to work at it. Like, honestly, for me, you just have to keep those calories up. You have to keep being willing to poison yourself. You have to chronically make the wrong choices in terms of food. And then it's pretty brave to actually carry around that amount of weight, right? A thinner person couldn't do it. It's a ton of effort. And someone like me, who no matter what, still got out of bed every day, didn't jeopardize my work, didn't make an excuse. I mean, yeah, I certainly avoided some functions, but largely no. So I'm like, you know what, Juliana, if you just exhale, no matter what, you definitely are 140 pounds less than you were. That's significant. Do you wish that, like some people, you'd finish losing all your weight overnight? Yeah, but that's not your process. And it's not my process, and I know that. And part of that is because there was just so many other things for me to work through. You know, for some people, it really was just food. They were just eating the standard American diet, and they just didn't know that was making them fatter the better way to eat. They weren't necessarily using that food as a tool, as a barrier. I mean, seriously, I have met people who, once they learned how to eat right, just ate right, lost their weight, and didn't go back. I mean, it was just about being ill-informed, whereas for me, it was a clinical study in using food as a tool to survive. And I think that's just a little different. So, there's a lot of fear in letting the weight go. And, you know, I certainly got below 300, which was amazing. I got below 250, which was amazing. I got below 200. Sadly, with the COVID and things, I put 15 pounds back on. And I've struggled to death to get that off, but it's all mental. I panicked at the 200-pound mark. Being in the hundreds brought up way too much for me. Way too much. So many memories. So many things about not being safe, from being raped as an adult. I was 26, to the physical abuse, and certainly in my youth, to the sexual abuse as a child. It just brought up so many things for me. It just didn't feel safe, and unfortunately, I disassociated, which I'm really good at doing, and I just removed myself from that situation. Before I knew it, I was up like literally 18 pounds. And that's unfortunate, but God tells me all the time, as does the 12-step program, it's never about the weight. You know, it's amazing. It's not about the weight. I could easily, when I'm in the right mind frame, drop, you know, 100 pounds in 6 months. I mean, seriously, just as I can put on 100 pounds in 6 months. For me, it's a more mental game than anything else. I know people talk about, you know, the calories and calories matter and calories in and calories out. But for me, there's a lot of spiritual warfare and the illusion and my inability to see myself as I am. You know, the whole body, is it dysmorphia? Where you totally just, oh my gosh, like the image is just unreal, which is really sad because in some ways it's never allowed me to be present. It's never allowed me to be present. When I looked my best, when I was at my best weight, I didn't get to live it because I was sure I was still a fat pig. When I was a fat pig, I didn't get to live that either, praise God. I mean, I have evidence of all of it, but, and forgive me, because pigs are beautiful. Like my little pig, Luna, is beautiful. And it's really mean for me to call myself that. But that's kind of where I go because of such a hypercritical upbringing that I've had. But yeah, so that's what I was struggling with. You know, I was invited to speak and tell my story. And immediately, all of my demons started saying, no way. You're not ready. You're not perfect. You're not able. It's never about the speaking. I'm super comfortable with that. But it was just a message that I'm not enough, as usual, right? And then finally, just by grace, you know, I was really focusing on my food and my rebounding and getting in that extra water. And after a few days, I just calmed down and said, you know, give it up for yourself, Jules. No matter what, you're down 140 pounds at least. No matter what. Celebrate that. You know, no matter what, you're, by God's grace, healed of so many ailments. And that plant-based to vegan to raw vegan is a worthy tale. Tell it. And don't give your seed away. You know, I was going to give my seed away. I had a person in mind I was going to call and say, hey, can you cover me? And God just said, no, stop hiding. Because it's in hiding and not honoring myself that, sadly, I stay in my dis-ease. You know, it's in the naked truth, which is why I dare to do Jules Blessed Vegan videos. That leads to my freedom. All right, I don't know if that touched you, but it's something I wanted to share. So as always, like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. Can you relate to deciding that you're not worthy, that somebody else is more worthy? Giving up your seat? Are you familiar? I'd love to hear in the comments below. And until we talk again, best of all, know that you're blessed. I wanted to tell you about this opportunity because you may want to make room on your Saturday to be part of it. So yeah, one moment. Oops, I took a picture of myself. Let me try that again. What? It's a new camera, friends. 1 second. Okay. So it's referred to as the Fall Health Summit, and I think I'm going to try and make it as the icon for this video. But yeah, so Sherilyn Garrett is the one who is in charge of all of it. And it says, are you ready to be healthy? Join me as I share my story on how I achieved an amazing health transformation. I will be doing teaching on nutrient-dense foods. You know I have videos on that. Look up top. Mental and physical health, so important. Supplementation and spiritual health. Spiritual health is such a big one. I'm trying to think, is it pronounced Sherilyn or Sherry-Lynn? Sorry. Sorry, but like my brain is not indicating that at this moment. Okay, and then the other girl is Cassandra Hillebrand. And again, sorry if that's wrong, but it says I'm on a health journey of my own that started with a 20-day juice fast and continued with the vegan lifestyle. I'm healing my body by going back to the garden. So beautiful. And then there's this girl called Juliannas, aka Jules Blessed Vegan. And it says I stopped weighing myself at 330 and when the scale would not go higher, and I'm not kidding, as a disordered eater. Yeah, in January 2018, I began to look into whole food plant-based and learned about veganism. That's how new it is to me. So anyway, it starts at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm trying to think about that. Central Standard Time, I think, is 2 hours ahead of me. 1 sec, I'm going to look. Yes. So if you're Pacific time, it'd be 8 in the morning. Central time. Hold on. So Central time is ahead of Mountain time. The 1 hour ahead of Mountain time. Okay, so I guess it would be 8 Pacific, 9 Mountain, 10 Central, and 11 Eastern. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you can figure it out. I'll just say 10 Central Standard Time. But anyway, we each get about 30 minutes or 45 minutes to tell our story. And it's a Zoom meeting. It's free. And it's just a neat opportunity to share some different ways to address and succeed and choose the better way of living, which of course is vegan, right? All right, so I'm going to put that, and then I'm going to put the link in the description of the video where you can actually click to sign up to join and watch. It's a Zoom meeting. All right, friends, that's it. Until we talk again, best of all, know that you can decide you're worthy, because just by being born, God decided we were worthy, and therefore we're blessed.